Look how dark it is out here. It's dark out here. And it is pouring the rain. Again. But we need water, so why not? Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the wind time either. Alright, it started hailing. Yeah, it is coming in the house, so I feel it underneath my feet. But I like having the door open and blowing in the house. So, now, like I was saying, I know this is the strap,
So,
and it'll go right there.
would one of these be where it goes?
No, this is where you
Okay,
line that up.
according to which one you're going with.
Exactly.
Okay.
Alrighty, hush. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the ruffle that goes at the bottom. And that's the ruffle that goes at the top. And it only goes on the front, it don't go on the back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, well here's her arm, right? That's her arm.
Yeah.
It looks like it goes at the bottom of her arm.
Okay, so it would go right here. But they don't have a line to go there.
No, they don't have a line to go
And it looks like they would have a line to go there.
It says waistline here, but I don't think that's where you want to put it.
No, not at the waistline. Because that's not where the picture's showing it.
No. It's showing it at the bottom of her arm.
Well, just, yeah. But it looks like they have a line there to where to put it at. That don't look like it should. Now, I'll tell you what. How about if I let you read the directions? We're working on B. Is what one we're working on.
Just the
No,
directions.
I got directions already in there. And then we'll see what you say after you read the directions. Because this right here just ain't going right. Speak.
It doesn't have nothing nowhere does it say. Do I see where it tells you where to put it? So I guess you just
Put it underneath the armpits.
yeah. Because if you look at over here where they got it showing that it has the ruffle,
Yeah.
it's right underneath. It's right at the bottom of the armpits.
Alright, then that's where I'll put it at.
That's where it looks like it's showing. I don't see nowhere where it's showing where the, actually put it. That right here is as close as I can see.
Yeah.
And right here it's showing, here it is, 19. With right sides together, pin upper edge to front, the lower edge of yoke front over ruffle for views A, B, and C, matching notches and small dots, pulling up gammon stitches to fit.
Alright, you're going to have to show me what you're talking about there. Alright, let me finish this. Uh-huh.
See? So it looks like they have pinned it underneath the backside and then flipped it over to sew it.
Yeah, but if you look, right here right here is the ruffle from here to here, not all the way at her neck.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They have,
so on this, the front, alright, on the front, let's see if I can't put this here. Alright, on the front. The ruffle. That's the ruffle.
It looks like they have pinned it like that and then flipped it over.
Okay, then it would be, let's see, on the medium. Which one's the medium?
I gotta get down here. Oh, here she comes.
Alright, this is the medium, right here. So I sew it from here across, right?
That's what it looks like to me. But I guess you'll have to have it like that.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Alrighty then, from underneath the armpit over. Alrighty then.
That's what we're going to say, and I guess you'll just have to, hopefully, if it don't look
Hopefully it'll turn. That's why I don't use these.
right.
I look at it, but the thing of it is it does not have
Right, I'm in here first, you starting to get in.
the very top part right here. So, I just don't know.
I'm sorry I had to come back in here first.
I know it. You gotta be with her.
Well, she started getting into stuff over here next in my chair.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
in here.
We will see what we can do about playing with this in a minute. This kitty cat, you're gonna have to move around somewhere. Come on. Let's go. Go on. Oh, cause it somewhere else. Go on. Alright, this right here is a waistband elastic guide. So this is going to be the panties that goes underneath it. No, Mama Cat. You're going to have to find somewhere else to go. Alright, I'm going to do these when I get done with the dress. Alright. So, I'm going to put this. Mama Cat, go on. Right there in the front. So now we can start playing with the pattern. So, alright, come on, Mama Cat, move. No, move. Go somewhere. I don't want to get mean with you, but I got to. Here, sit right there in a, here. Go right there in a chair. Right there. Alright. Let's see if we can't dust these off. Okay. Alright, this is the one Jonathan wants to be the main focus of the dress. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it down this way. I should have folded it in half. Because there's going to be a lot of center fold. Center fold. Center fold. All of them's got center fold except for that one. And that's the only one I see. Center fold. Center fold. Seam allowance. And seam allowance. Okay, we got another one. Okay, those the little ones. But these are the big ones. And they're the ones that need to be on a fold. That there. That there. And thank God we got a seam allowance here. I meant, not seam allowance, but the off the grid here. Oh, I can't think. Oh, good, didn't go nowhere. All right.
You're not going to believe that if you believe what the Bible says, that all of the heavenly luminaries are underneath the
All right, that's good enough. We can go over a little bit more because I want to make sure I got enough for the other side to be able to fold.
I went back there. I went back there days later as I stayed up the road to my spot. As I stayed up the road, probably meant as you went up the road, to my spot, I took note that no one had been up that way since me, the last time. Felt pretty lucky at this point. As I gained elevation around 5,100 feet, the snow built up more and more, perfect. As I came up to the last point of the mountain in which I could access by truck, I noticed tracks, big ones. I had to get out and investigate. I could not believe what I was seeing. In HD, an old friend with me who happened to be a lifetime logger, I asked him his thoughts. His explanation to me was, do you really need to ask? It's the big guy. As I've never seen anything like this ever. In all my life in the bush, I knew I was looking at something special. These tracks came out of the bush, walked down the road around 200 yards and right back in. I was able to follow them for around 300 yards until I reached the moss, and it got really hard to stay on the trail. The trail led me to a set of bluffs I would need rope to climb. Steve, I stand about 6'2", and there is no way in hell I could match these tracks stride for stride. And as you can see in the video, I have size 12 rubber boot. What of these tracks away to me so I can clear? There's a couple spell typos in here. I'm just going to read it word for word. What have these tracks away to me is I could clearly see in the imprint of toes, not claws, but toes. I've guided many bears to take it, several myself, so anyone who says these are bear tracks can F off. I know what I saw. Thanks for sharing my photos. I've had to send them to you through Messenger again as the files are too big to send through my email. There they are again. Okay, man. Oh yeah, you can see the toes in that. I'll share these again. I think we shared them already. Okay, so just so you know, I was guiding out of, oh my God, where was I? Cayucit, guiding out of Cayucit. I'm sure you know how to get there, right? Logging road, then boat. I talked to a few native guides from Murphy's there. We had a fire one night at the beach, and they were telling me numerous stories all around that zone. Cayucit, Tassis, Zabalis, everywhere. And the friend of mine I was guiding for, who owned the lodge, he was taking people up a river for late season coho, between Cayucit and the boat ramp at Logging Road Head, up that inlet and then up a river right in that direction there. And they were roared at. Serious vocalization. And the next day I went back and they all got the hell out of there. The next day I went back again and there was an upside down log with huge roots pumped right into the middle of the pool that they were fishing for coho in the day before. It was driven down into the middle of the pool, standing straight up and down the next day. They all took off again. Then I believe I shared the text messages on this channel later on, a handful of months later. My buddy, native fishing guides were, quote, pit lapping for elk, and that would have been west of Gold River.
Had her foot on the rail like that. And this 11-year-old kid was coming by and he asked her if she could move her foot so that he could get by. And she refused to, so he stepped over it and then she kicked him. He turned around and he says, I'm 11 years old, lady, you're 80, get a life.
Yeah. Definitely.
And they were out of the truck with the spotlight shining on a herd of elk up the slope. And a huge Sasquatch was in the alders right in front of him, like 50 yards away, blowing a gasket, beating on the trees and roaring at them. His eyes were glowing back at them in the lights, or maybe they're glowing on by themselves, I don't know. It scared the living shit out of them, and they text him right away, and he texted me right away. So I was basically getting the text within 24 hours of that going down. Just so you know, that's what I do know firsthand of what's going on around there. And then as well, Campbell River, everywhere. Campbell River's been a hotbed. Comox Lake, Forbidden Plateau. Forbidden Plateau is named directly due to these beings. Mount Washington, there's been Strathcona Park. Dr. John Bendenegel found prints at Strathcona. I heard them screaming there. You know where the highway goes, climbs up high, just past Sayward. You know, you go past Sayward, past the gas stop, and the highway starts climbing to the top. Another couple had one of these things run across the highway in front of them at the top of the hill, and they said it looked at them like it wanted to kill them. And that sucker was heading, I guess it'd be west from that direction, right? I've hunted in there actually for Roosevelt, helped a buddy get a big bull in there. And it is kind of a little spooky in there, for sure. I could feel a little bit of a spook in there, without a doubt. But what I'm saying is, there is no shortage on the island, man. I got shit going on right behind the house. So, it is what it is. And you being a present or past hunting guide, I will guarantee you, you look people in the eye and ask if they've seen anything odd in the woods they can't explain or footprints, they're going to spill. If you start the conversation out by going, hey man, you ever seen a Bigfoot? Nobody's going to answer to that. Very rarely.
Righty. The first thing I want to work on are these ruffles. Because these ruffles is really what's going to give away the whole thing and all that other good stuff. So, I cut 2 of these. Only they say cut 2 on fold. Okay, so we done that right. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Now we want to put them together. Oh, really? Are you kidding me? One is going to be for one side and one for the other. Okay. We can handle that. So we're going to sew these together like this.
One more quick note too, another friend of mine who lives in Courtney, very age-type hunter, lifelong hunter, houndsman, and they were hunting near Comox Lake. Big timber, huge steep bluffs, came across a set of prints. Their other buddy was on a walkie-talkie across the mountain on another spot. He came across massive prints, exact same time, snowing like it is now, fresh prints, and they started following the smaller prints that they saw, very clear, barefoot prints, but smaller than their own boots, and going straight up the mountain. And just like you mentioned, they said that the prints went straight into steep rock bluffs with snow and ice on them, and there is no way they could have went where those prints went without dying and falling off the cliff. And those suckers went straight up there like nothing in the bare feet. And so did the other friend on the radio who saw the other prints, which were huge. He just shit himself and said, I'm out of here. See you at the truck. So there you go. There's a quick blurb of what I can share with you around the area that you saw those prints. Okay? It's very common around there. It's very common on the whole frickin' island. It's very common everywhere. But thanks for sending that in, man. Glad you did, so we can give everybody the heads up on what went down. All right, what do we got here? Montana Woodwalker. Hello, Steve. First of all, I would like to thank you for this platform. Thank you for the time you take out of your busy schedule to help the knowledge spread. I also want to say I'm terribly sorry the punctuation isn't the best. I'm far from a writer and never did so well in English class. Sorry about Mr. Macaroon. Thanks for the kind words. Okay, let me get into the encounter. My fiance Andrew and I were way up Blank Creek, leaving exact location out. Up Big Sky Canyon outside of Bozeman, Montana. This was August 13th, 2021. Just give your listeners an idea how rural this place is. Once you turn up the canyon road, it's approximately 23 miles straight up a dirt road that is only passable with 4x4. Once we made it to the top of the dirt road, as far as we could make it, so we had to get out and walk the rest of the way to the trailhead. The road was just that bad. By the time we reached the trailhead, it was 11 a.m., August 13th, about 63 degrees Fahrenheit.
Alrighty, I hope I got all these done, because I think that will help me out a lot. Alright, right here is the first one. Oh man, I still forgot to get my pen thing. I better go get it, because that's getting a little bit too much there. Alright, let's just get these out. And then that way we can open it up and take a look at it. Alrighty. Let's get that back out of the way. Everything out of the way. We're going to open it up. Now, he said it was from under the armpit to under the armpit. So, let's turn it over here. It's easier for me to get a hold of it and look at it. Alright. It hits from there to there. Boy, I tell you what, that ain't going to be very much at all. I am almost tempted. I don't like the way that looks. I want more than that. Maybe it's a good thing I cut out two. Oh, come on, don't do all that. Okay. Let's start down here at the end. And we have it at 1/2 inch. And we're going to pull it.
We walked the 6 miles and made it to the first lake when we first had a sensation of being watched. Just a quick side note, both Andrew and myself, Melissa, were both born and raised in Montana and are both avid hunter and outdoors men and women. This is a very comfortable, natural place for both of us. We have never felt uncomfortable in the woods or in nature. This is like home to us both. But this day became different. Upon arriving at the first lake, something was not right. Andrew was beside himself, acting a little paranoid. At the same time, I told him I felt very uncomfortable.
Alrighty, I'm going to put both of them on here. I'm going to fix this one up like this one so we can sew it on here. And so what if it has a little split right in the middle? It'll just be that way. Oh, I'm telling you, this pattern's driving me crazy because there's not going to be enough to go from here to here. I mean, it doesn't give no ruffle whatsoever like it does on the picture. I mean, no ruffle. Nothing at all. So, if I take and sew this one down here and leave it like this, I could take the seam out and sew them together. Alright, we'll try that out and see what happens there. Alrighty, this is what I have decided to do. I'm going to take these pins out so I don't have to worry about them get stuck with them. And I'm going to take this loose, maybe, if I can. Oh, come on, no, don't do that. I hate that, trying to take things loose sometimes and it don't do what I want it to do. It says cut 1, so I cut 1, and you think 1 would work, but really it wasn't. There's no ruffle there at all. Come on, it's got to be easier. There we go. If I had cut part of it off, I will. You know, that'd be a whole lot more easier. Just to cut part of it off. Where's my rotary blade? Are you kidding me? Oh, Oh, there it is. Good. Alright. That little bit is not either going to make me or break me. Alright. There it is. Now, I do want to cut. I want to make sure that I get some of this off. Oh, come on. Because I want to continue it around. There we go. Alright. I want to make sure I iron this down so that it will do right. Alright. Let's lay this down on top of it and sew it down.
For some reason, he made the call that we were not going to continue to the second leg and stay like we had planned. I was shocked, but felt a big relief. He said, it's not right here. Mind you, at the same exact time, I myself was feeling awful and scared and uncomfortable. Just not wanting to say anything since it was his birthday we were supposed to be spending at this remote lake. We turned around after drinking some water and eating a half a sandwich and started to head back down the trail. It was then, halfway down the trail, that we could hear what sounded like steps when we stepped. I started to almost lose complete control of all my senses, meaning time didn't line up. Our directions didn't line up. And it was as if we were being told to hurry up and go. We both stopped at the exact same time, and Andrew drew his gun while I pulled out my phone. Something told me, if you want to see, then just take a look. I'm not joking. This went through my head. I cannot explain it. At that moment, I took a picture of where we both heard movement, and we continued back on our walk down the mountain, both uncomfortable and trying to keep our wits about what and where we were. Andrew still having his gun drawn at this point. We continued down the trail to our vehicle at a slower than normal pace, but still having the feeling that we were being followed the whole time. I can't decide the feeling and fear. I can't decide. It must have meant I can't describe the feeling and fear we both felt as we continued down to our vehicle. After riding to the vehicle while Andrew was unpacking our backpacks, something told me to look through my picture that I had taken on the trail. This is also very confusing to us. We cannot explain about 2 hours of lost time. But I'll attach the photos and the screenshots of the zoomed in picture. It's all the same picture. I and Andrew were at complete loss of words. It's completely not normal or okay with us, as we have been in these woods for years. I did send these pictures to Scott Carpenter and asked him if he could analyze them and look at them. He replied to me saying it was definitely humanoid and looks like a Sasquatch. Beyond any doubt, this was not a case of pareidolia, where shadows or face or something were. There's the picture, there's the face, there's the nose. Got it? See it? Kind of odd, isn't it? Almost.
Let's see what it looks like now. I believe it's going to, yep, it's going to give me some ruffles. And I'm going to go right underneath the armpit. Alright, I'll see y'all in the next video. And we'll see what we can do to finish this right here up.